Hey everybody, I'm here to review tonight's Super Smackdown Live. That's right, Smackdown was on tonight, usually a night where it tapes its episodes and then shows them on Friday evenings. Tonight was Super Smackdown Live. Why? Maybe it's a testing ground, I don't know. But tonight, well, I'll say this about SmackDown when it goes live. It's a little better than when it's edited. We will say that. But I will say this, it was from Wichita, Kansas, one of the old stomping grounds, if you will, one of the areas I used to travel through when I would come from Kansas to California to visit. It always makes me wonder, why don't they ever make Wichita the capital instead of Topeka? I mean, Wichita's a hell of a lot bigger. But anyway. We open the night out with John Cena coming out and greeting everybody to SmackDown. Then Ricardo Rodriguez comes out in place of Alberto Del Rio. Ricardo says, no, Cena, you want Del Rio tonight, but you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait till Night of Champions. And then Cena basically tells Rodriguez, look, alright, no problem. I want you to give him a gift for me. I want you to live with this. BAM! Punches Del Rio out, not Del Rio, but Ricardo out. Out comes Wade Barrett. They have an exchange, promo exchange between each other, Barrett and Cena, that is, kind of reminding us of their history. Then we get the match between the two, which is one of the first of two main events. And what happens? It's a quick match between the two. Both, John Cena mostly dominated it. Wade Barrett did get some offense in, but John Cena, in the end, ends up winning the match. Then we get a backstage promo with Mark Henry. Mark Henry basically stating that, hey, it don't matter who wins tonight's steel cage match. I'm going to face that person at Night of Champions. That person's going to be a candidate for the Hall of Fame. I'm going to be world champion. So on and so forth. Then we get Sin Cara versus Daniel Bryan. And a decent matchup between these two, back and forth. Sin Cara does end up winning the matchup with Daniel Bryan, and then after he shakes Daniel Bryan's head, Daniel Bryan's still kind of on his knees a little bit, but he shakes his hand. All of a sudden Sin Cara turns around and kicks Daniel Bryan in the head. That's right, kicks Daniel Bryan after he shakes his hands, kicks Daniel Bryan in the head. So basically, what does that tell you? Well, one, they've done a Sin Cara heel turn. Two, it's going to be a Sin Cara Daniel Bryan feud. And three, that's eventually going to lead into Sin Cara versus Sin Cara. Because, let's face facts, the Sin Cara we originally have seen is a little bit smaller than this Sin Cara. Go figure. But anyway, they have a decent match there. Then, we have a backstage promo with Christian. Christian saying that tonight's his night, and he's going to walk out as the champion. We have a little vignette video about them, a little history video with them, about Christian and Randy's rivalry. Then we get a Divas match. We get Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Alicia Fox and Kelly Kelly. And this kind of confused me kind of confused me a little bit, because I thought Alicia was a heel, right? But then I find out a couple of weeks ago that Natalya ended up beating up Alicia Fox because Alicia Fox cost the match for the both of them a couple of weeks ago. So I guess by beating up Alicia, Alicia's now a face. Go figure, huh? But anyway, Beth and Natalya do end up winning the match, and they're teasing the fact that Natalya and Beth, they're not jealous, but in a way they are, but they also, like CM Punk, want change for the Divas division. Gee, what could that mean? Oh, could that mean they want women wrestlers in the division instead of divas like Kelly Kelly? I wonder, could that be it? Next up, we have the contract signing between Triple H and CM Punk. Both of them go back and forth as to why this is happening, why this match is taking place, and finally CM Punk comes out and tells Triple H, hey, I just want the WWE to be fun again. I want change. I want the WWE fun again. I want everybody, not just 50% of the people to enjoy it. I want everybody to enjoy it. But then Triple H says, hey, look, And that's what Triple H is trying to tell CM Punk. He says, hey, look, some of the people may agree with you with what you say, and some may not. But hey, they wouldn't be here if they didn't like the WWE the way it is. And I think eventually what this is leading towards is CM Punk possibly, this is just my opinion, CM Punk possibly wants that change to be sort of going back into what was known as the Attitude Era of the way the WWE did things, to where people got to say what they wanted and not be told what to say, and things like that. That's just my opinion. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now, a lot of people are saying, isn't it a little too soon for this match to be happening? It's not too soon. Well, maybe it is too soon, but here's why I think it's happening right now. Because I've got a feeling they may be going forward with the plan to do Team Click, if you will, Kevin Nash, Triple H, and whoever they have, at Survivor Series, against Team Punk, which right now, according to rumors, would consist of CM Punk, Colt Cabana, and the Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli. So that's why I think this match is happening right now, because of that. I could be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, it's a decent promo between the two during the contract signing. Some people may say it went a little long. It may have. But it's a decent promo. Both men signed the contracts. Kevin Nash comes out, gets into a fight with CM Punk, hits CM Punk with a big boot, and then pushes Triple H down. Now, what is Kevin Nash's problem? Why is Kevin Nash upset? Okay, well, of course I can understand him being upset at the fact that he got shoved to the side due to the fact that Triple H is taking his place, but we find out online the reason, and it's due to medical issues as to why, Kevin Nash won't be in the match. But I think also it's because maybe Kevin Nash wants something in return. Maybe Kevin Nash wants something that goes by the colors of black and white. Maybe he wants something involving those colors. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Then we get Great Khali and Sheamus. Great Khali and Sheamus. Yeah, it was okay, nothing special. Sheamus wins by DQ thanks to Jinder Mahal's interference. But then Jinder Mahal gets his comeuppance, if you will, by getting hit with a Celtic Cross at the end. So Sheamus wins by disqualification and does stand tall at the end. Then we get our main event, the Steel Cage for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I have to say it was one of the best Steel Cage matches I've ever seen, whether it's on Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view. It's one of the better Steel Cage matches I've seen, back and forth action. There were times you thought Christian was going to win, there were times you thought Randy was going to win, but it's just great back and forth action between both men. Randy Orton ends up winning with an RKO off the top rope, 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton retains the World Heavyweight title. And then, all of a sudden, here comes Mark Henry. Mark Henry's music hits. He comes out, gets into the Steel Cage, and literally wipes the floor with Randy Orton. I mean, Randy tries to put some offense in and everything, but it's no use. And Randy Orton gets decimated. Last thing we see is Mark Henry hitting him with the World's Strongest Slam, grabbing the world title and hoisting it above his head as almost an indication that this is the future. I mean, Josh Matthews said it himself. He said, you're looking at the future, you're looking at the next World Heavyweight Champion. Which kind of tells me now they're probably going to play up the fact that Randy Orton may not be able to beat Mark Henry because of the role Mark Henry's been on. But overall, it was okay. It was an alright, decent Super Smackdown Live edition of Smackdown. Had a few decent matches, two in particular. The promo with the contract signing was good. The Divas situation, I think they're trying to combine something like it's jealousy, but it's also the fact that maybe they want a change to where it's more about wrestling instead of just being like Barbie doll kind of stuff. I don't know. So that looks like it's going to something's going to come out of that. I don't know what's going to come out of that. But overall, it was a decent Super Smackdown Live edition of Smackdown, and I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. So, because the only two matches that really mattered in this night were Sin Cara, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton and Christian. So, I mean, those are the ones that really help people continue watching this, because those matches were spectacular. So, 7.5 out of 10. Give me your thoughts below. Tell me what you thought of tonight's Super Smackdown Live edition of Smackdown, and I will talk to you all later.